Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN Television News for today, Tuesday, January the 25th, 2022. Coming up in the headlines, a 64-year-old male truck man dies 6 days after accident in Mongay. Government says Grand Lake relief measures is expected this month and will be for 6 months in the first instance. NDC's chairman, Tevin Andrews, the party caretakers will soon be announced. And we join Zia Frederick for what's happening around the world and for the latest in sports.
Thank you. A special good evening to you, our viewers and listeners. This evening's probe around the globe starts in Guyana, where an APNU-AFC no confidence motion was received by the Speaker, while a second motion still to be perused. And coming up in sports, Grenadian Andre Fletcher in recovery after sustaining an injury in the Bangladesh T20 Premier League. Join me a little later on in the newscast for the details. Over to you.
Thank you, Zia. We get the details right after this message. Do stay with us.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. I am Cherry and Blackman Stephen. GBN has confirmed that one of 3 men aboard a truck involved in last Thursday's accident in Mongay has died. Chrislina John gives us an update on this story.
Police have confirmed to GBN that a 60-year-old male who sustained serious injuries in last Thursday's accident at Mongay St. George has died. The man, identified as Reginald Peters of Woburn St. George, was warded at the General Hospital following the incident before succumbing to his injuries on Monday. Peters, GBN understands, was one of the occupants who jumped off the moving vehicle as the truck loaded with bricks started to retreat downhill from whence it came. When GBN visited the scene of the accident on Thursday last, Bernadette Sandler, who witnessed the accident, explained her shock as it crashed into her employer's gate.
Sitting, while I was sitting, he had some people on the other side sit down there, and as soon as I get up and I look across, I see the people get up. So I stand up about where you is, and I see the truck coming. But really, I thought it was this side would have hit. But it's like he hit, like he turned the corner and he ended up on the wall.
Apart from the truck's occupants, 2 people described the incident as a close call for them, while creating a scare for bystanders. The gentleman was thankful that no lives were lost as a result.
Because just approaching the hill, Mount Rush incline there, the truck was coming on, but I didn't see the truck rock steady, so he pulled exactly on the side in corner there, and that passed with some speed. But when I realized that the truck that passed, I didn't believe. I thought, so I opened the front door and I looked back, and all I could see was the dust on the truck, and then the truck ended up on the side over there, hitting this gate there. Yeah, but I must say the driver, he did well. He did very well. I think as that other driver, they might end up in the river.
GBN was told that the driver and the other occupant were treated and released from hospital. Investigation continues. Christelina John, GBN News.
A 25-year-old Grenadian who intended to transport 222 pounds of marijuana from Union Island to Grenada has been jailed over in St. Vincent. Marvin Albert initially faced 4 charges, but the prosecution withdrew the charge that the Grenadian entered the state illegally. Albert admitted to guilt to possession of 100,788 grams of cannabis with intent to supply, possession for the purpose of drug trafficking, among illegal entry charges. The young man was caught as a result of an operation conducted by the Rapid Response Unit. The guilty plea reduced his sentence by 1/3, leaving a sentence of 1 year, 1 month for possession and 1 year, 3 months for trafficking. Both sentences ought to run concurrently. Albert was given 3 months imprisonment, each on the immigration charges, which will run concurrently. The court issued an order for the destruction of the marijuana and a removal order for Albert at the end of his prison term. The Grenadian was charged alongside Vincentian Michael Scott, who entered a plea of not guilty to drug possession and trafficking charges. Many Grenadians are looking at their electricity bills religiously as they await the promised relief announced in the 2022 budget. Electricity bills during the latter half of 2021 skyrocketed, resulting in public outcry as the financial challenges due to COVID-19 increased the poverty levels among citizens. Finance Minister Gregory Bowen addressed the concerns as GBN probed during the weekly post-cabinet briefing.
Government will also zero rate the VAT on electricity consumption for domestic consumers with usage up to 500 kilowatt hours per month.
That was the announcement made by Finance Minister Gregory Bowen in the 2022 budget presentation. Now updating the Grenadian people, he says 5% reduction in the non-fuel charge and the VAT reduction from 99 kilowatts to 500 kilowatts are expected to be witnessed in this billing cycle.
I remember Grenlake bills, when the cycle starts, it will start for a period. So some people may get old bill up to the 18th. And from the 19th, new bills will start for them. So at least a small sector of the population should have seen the new cycle.
Minister Bowen notes that his ministry will inquire about definite dates for this cycle from Grenlake.
So definitely the Ministry of Energy will get into contact with the Grenlake for an explanation, and they might put out their own statement advising the public, which I think they should do when you should see this or when the cycle starts.
The minister says that the duration of the relief measures towards consumers' electricity bills will be 6 months in the first. Bowen adds that if fuel prices drop, a review of the electricity relief measures will be considered.
The general population will be paying less, and of course you could let build a buffer. Even if what they're getting now can satisfy their needs, but they will be looking at financial resilience throughout. So 6 months in the first instance, it will be evaluated thereafter.
For GBN News, Janelle MacDonald.
The loan fund facility for contract workers, first highlighted by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell during the budget debate, was the focus of the post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday. The proposed loan facility is first being piloted via the Grenada Development Bank as government commits to inject $10 million in tranches. Jared Joseph has that story.
Accessing 100% credit for individuals on contract within the public sector will no longer be a challenge as government together with the Grenada Development Bank rolls out a loan fund facility within the next 2 weeks. A major feature of the loan facility is provisions for the suspension of the accrual of interest if the borrower becomes unemployed due to redundancy of the contracted position.
Now, this is the first in the industry. There is no other institution, financial institution, that has such a caveat within their loan program. So what does that mean? If, for some reason, based on redundancy or otherwise, you are no longer employed, while you try to gain employment, your loan will not be growing. Your loan will remain the same. There will be zero interest for a period of up to 1 year or when you get employment.
Marvin Lord, General Manager of the Grenada Development Bank, says the loans can be used for the purchase or construction of dwelling houses, renovations, and the purchase of land, as well as legal fees, among others. Finance Minister Gregory Bowen says the facility will allow contract workers to acquire assets to improve their standard of living.
The facility allows for up to 30 years repayment period or up to retirement age, whichever is less. It's an interest rate of 3% and an option for moratorium on interest and principal payment for up to 1 year. You'd have up to 100% financing. The
loan facility is open to Imanis, traffic wardens, and any contract workers being paid directly by government. Bowen notes that the Department of Public Administration is also reviewing the salary structure and benefits of this category of workers. The Finance Minister says they will be guided by the Fiscal Responsibility Law as the suspended conditions return at the end of 2022.
So we have suspended 2 conditions in that law. There are many conditions because of the COVID-19, and that with the general acceptance of the international community. One of it is that you cannot increase your spending from this year to next year under certain categories by more than 2%. That is to keep you on target, to keep all of us on target.
Workers have to be employed with government for a minimum of 3 years, and loans up to $370,000 at 3% interest are available, with 10-day approvals for loans less than $300,000. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
This is news at 7. Still to come, NDC's Chairman Tevin Andrews says the party's caretakers will be soon announced. Stay with us.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in. How do you know if it is working? We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Republic Bank reminds customers of our Halifax Street and Grandin Steels Complex branches that our February 1st conversion date is fast approaching. Your new contactless-enabled credit and debit cards, as well as a new stock of checkbooks, are available for collection at our Grandin Steels Complex branch during the following hours: Mondays to Fridays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and for your added convenience on Saturday, January 15th, 22nd, and 29th between
between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Please walk with your existing debit and/or credit card and a valid form of picture identification when collecting your new cards or checkbook. Remember, your old cards will not work from February 1st. Avoid any delay. Collect your new card today. For additional information, please call 440-4725 or email conversion@rfhl.com. Get ready to upgrade to a new experience.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for playing Waggity Virtual Bingo. And on Sunday, January 30th from 6 p.m., it's appreciation time because you can win $10,000 US. Tickets are only $10 US and you'll get one. Wait, what? Free? Yes! Purchase one ticket and you'll get another absolutely free. Offer ends on Sunday, January 23rd. So hurry and get those tickets now. Available in Grenada from numerous box offices island-wide. Or if you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, January 30th. Join the fun online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo. It's the new way to play bingo.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
It's finally here. The long-awaited historical drama, Julian Fedon, is finally here. One man with a sense of destiny. 14,000 slaves with a dream and a promise.
Tonight we stand our ground. Tonight we stand on the side of history.
Julian Fedon, presented by Heritage Theatre Company, in conjunction with the Grenada Broadcasting Network, the Grenada Cooperative Bank, the Grenada National Lotteries Authority, opening Saturday, 12th February, 7 p.m. at the Trade Center and continuing. Experience the conflict.
Close down their churches, every one of them.
Feel the passion. The epic drama of a people caught up in a struggle for freedom.
Seems to me like you are trying to get yourself killed.
Julian Fedon, bring out the entire family and enjoy an experience in Grenadian theatre.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Light up this Christmas with Republic. Come on and rise and for holiday with Republic.
Light up your Christmas with Republic Bank. Light up your home with renovation. Light up your driveway with a new vehicle. Even better, light up the faces of your loved ones with a loan from Republic Bank. Get up to $50,000 unsecured, reduced interest rates, quick approvals, and win cash prizes with Republic Bank.
The holidays are here. Republic cheer. Come on and light up your Christmas with Republic.
Make this Christmas your brightest with Republic Bank. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. Executive members of the National Democratic Congress are getting ready to reveal their constituency caretakers for the next general election. So says Chairman of the party, Tevin Andrews, as he encourages Grenadians to get registered. Rena Pierre Thomas has more in this report.
In just a week or two, the National Democratic Congress will reveal the men and women that will be the constituency caretakers for the next general election. Chairman of the NDC, Andrew says the selection process will reveal the full team behind the political party's new leader, Dickon Mitchell, for the 2023 constitutionally due election. Andrew said the selection process is not an easy one, but should be over soon.
What I can tell you is that very soon the general public will be updated on candidates from the National Democratic, caretaker candidates from the National Democratic Congress. It's a process. And remember what I said to you earlier on, Brother Kadu, that it is one thing to win a general election, and it's another thing to govern. So the party is going through a process to ensure that we choose the best of us, the finest among us, that will take us into a general election and win. And after that process is done, to ensure that we govern this country. And that is what we are doing. We are serious about the change that we want to see in this country, and we want to get it right. And you would well appreciate that those things that are good takes time. So I'm asking the people to bear with us in a matter of days. It might be a matter of a week or two. Right. But very soon, some announcements will be made. I can give you that assurance as chairman.
NDC has embarked on a campaign called Bring in the Vote, which focuses on assisting individuals in getting registered for the next general election. Andrew said that after doing much on the groundwork, the feedback of change continues to be heard among Grenadians. He encourages the players to get registered and make the change needed.
And we're on the ground, continuing our registration drive, appealing to people to go out and register. It is a step in ensuring that the change which we all want to see in this country takes place. And if we want to see the change, if you want to be part of that change, the National Democratic wants you to be part of that change. And we are asking you, if you want the change badly, if you want to be part of that change that is coming to this country, we want you to register to vote. And of course, whenever the elections are called, you go out and place your vote for the National Democratic Congress.
The chairman was speaking on GBN's To The Point program on Tuesday morning. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
Meanwhile, political of the National Democratic Congress, Dickon Mitchell, describes the recent IMF virtual visit as a regurgitation of what was told to the International Monetary Fund by government. Mitchell noted that what was highlighted was how government managed during the period, however lacked plans or policies as to the direction for the next 24 to 48 months.
In a nutshell, this was a virtual review of, and these reviews are standard. Because of the challenges posed by COVID-19, the IMF folks did not attend or come to Grenada. It was a virtual review. And coming out of these virtual reviews, the IMF will essentially publish a one-page statement, which is what it did. In a sense, the highlight of the statement was the fact that the debt to GDP ratio probably moved marginally from in the low 70s to the high 60% thereabouts. But save for that, I think what the report in a nutshell, in my view, says is that we are in survival mode.
NDC's leader said no clear indication was given to the IMF as to where revenues will come from or creative approaches to be taken in that regard.
When, in fact, we will face significant challenges as a nation as to where our revenue is going to come from to meet all of the challenges that we need to meet in the next 24 to 48 months. So I'm saying this to say the IMF doesn't run a country. The World Bank doesn't run a country. They've never done so, right? And at the end of the day, saying that you have a good report from the IMF doesn't mean anything if we have significant unemployment, if you have persons who are hungry within our country, if you have children who are not going to school because they do not have access to internet, they do not have access to tablets. And those are the issues we need to talk about, not a report from the IMF ranking.
The consolidated voters list is now available to the general public for inspection as of Monday the 24th of January. This was announced by the Parliamentary Elections Office, encouraging persons to review the list for any discrepancy that needs to be reported. We get more in this Rena Pear Thomas report.
Grenadians are once again allowed to review and inspect the official consolidated voters list, which is released every quarter to the public in the various constituencies, so the members can ensure that the information published is valid. The list, which can be every electoral office, health center, community center, post office, some police stations, and well-known business places, bears the names of 84,152 registered voters. To report any error or options within the list, constituency members are given a 7-day period, which ends on the 31st of January. Voter and the Civic Registration Officer, Ferdinand Phillip, explains.
So persons have a 7-day period to make if they inspect that list, and we encourage them to do that, to go through that list. And it's not only us in the office here, the general public is empowered. Because when you peruse that list, when you search that list, if you notice any discrepancy, if you notice anything that is off, maybe, let's say, for an objection, you notice somebody, you were living in a constituency, and you notice that someone is registered in that constituency, and you are convinced that they do not belong there, then you can raise an objection. You have to be registered in the constituency to do so. But you can raise your objection, you write to the registration officer in that constituency, and you have that period to do that. Now, the registration officer must, by law, address that objection. Again, you are registered in that constituency, and you notice maybe they misspelled your name, or maybe they left off something pertaining to your something that is not right. Maybe they gave you the wrong profession, or maybe they put you in the wrong polling, you're probably in the right constituency, but in the wrong polling division, because the constituency is then divided into polling divisions. If you find that you are in the wrong place, all of these are claims that you can, again, in writing, take to the registration officer.
Philip is appealing to the general public to make their claim in a timely manner, as the process to investigate the inquiries involves various steps that can be lengthy.
They must be given a period of time. You must give them sufficient time to receive that letter, both the objector and the objectee, and so forth. A date has to be set, an investigation has to be done. If the registration officer is not satisfied that a sufficient information is brought forward, they can request further information. A list of all of the objections must be kept at the office. The objected persons must be posted, again, in that constituency. It must remain up for a certain period of time. It is a process.
Consolidated list is also available online on the Parliamentary Elections Office official website at peogrenada.org. The inspection of the list is even more important as Grenada is due for election in 2023. Members of the public are also encouraged to obtain a valid national ID to exercise their voting rights. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
We now turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Again, that's another Rena Pear Thomas report.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
Another shipment of assistive living devices to aid people physically challenged has been donated to the Grenada National Council of the Disabled by John Crow, a Grenadian living in the United States. GB brought this story, and your online audience took to the comment section, showering John Crow with donation. Here's some of the reaction this gesture stride. Samantha Dixon said, "Amazing. Keep up the amazing work. We are greatly appreciative to you and your sponsors for the services to our country and our people." Jim Anju said, "Well done, sir. You have demonstrated true patriotism." Trevor Robinson wrote, "I keep saying stop building no sidewalks. It's 2022. We have to think big picture, and the traffic is only getting worse. And finally, Don McIntosh said, great, the government needs to complete a registry of people, adults and children with disabilities along with their specific needs. This would then mean that funding for appropriate support should then have to be made available to them and their carers. People with disabilities are some of our most vulnerable. They are human beings and Grenadians too. We need to change the mentality that treats them with scorn or as if they don't exist. That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your concerns with us on our social media platforms.
Still ahead, new DNA sequencing ability as Windruff aids Grenada in identifying new COVID variants. This is news at 7. Stay with us.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available, select locations, or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
If there was a product that helped with the cold, flu, bronchitis, sinusitis, laryngitis, and allergies, and still does deep cleansing for your pores to restore natural beauty, would you get it? Yes? Well, there is. The 2-in-1 facial and nasal steamer is here, and it's available locally at the Boss Collection. The 2-in-1 facial and nasal steamer provides deep cleansing while clearing nasal passages and loosening impurities. Get yours now from the Boss Collection. Booth number 6 on Halifax Street, St. George's, opposite Farm and Garden Center, or in Grenville by Rachel the Nail Tech, upstairs Superstore, opposite Peter's Photo Studio. Call or WhatsApp the Boss Collection on 954-600-0200.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
The announcement of the sequencers was first made during the last month of 2021. Chrislina John has this report.
According to a statement issued by St. George's University, the new DNA sequencing capabilities at the campus-based Windward Islands Research and Education Foundation, WINDREF, will help to identify new variants of the virus in Grenada and be a resource for the country and other Caribbean nations to identify additional infectious disease variants. Dr. Colin McPherson, Director of WINDREF and Dean of SGU's School of Graduate Studies, says, and I quote, "The potential public health impacts of having this research tool available to Grenada and potentially for the Caribbean region is significant, being able to provide findings on the variants that are circulating in Grenada as well as those that are circulated in the past, and any variant that arise is critical information can be referred to when creating policies and responses to the virus as a country and a region. With funding from SGU, Windref acquired 2 DNA sequencing machines in early December to identify pathogen variants, process which entails testing infected individuals' RNA samples for viral load and then comparing the results to global databases was used to confirm that the Omicron variant was detected in patients in Grenada as of the end of December. The research team at Windref underwent an intense 6-hour online training session in order to learn how to use the sequencer. The research team at Windref underwent an intense 6-hour online training session in order to learn how to use the sequencer. The training was provided by Dr. Nikita Shedu, Mr. Vernie Ramkisoon, and Mr. Soren Nichols from the Pan American Health Organization, the World Health Organization Reference Sequencing Lab at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus located in Trinidad, which is headed by Professor Christine Carrington. Christelina John, GBN News.
Now, from the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN ISO lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-055. WhatsApp 409-0055 or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Painting and art through the centuries have shown the persistent power to impact and influence human endeavors and perceptions to directly impact or influence a range of endeavors and events. Tonight's ISO submission features a work of art in progress. Our citizen journalist said it's a beautiful mural on the old Regal building opposite the Ministerial Complex, painted by local artist Nashon Jeremiah as part of Project Hope. The hope is that this mural can be seen as a beacon of hope to people in the state of Grenada and the Caribbean at large who are faced with the loss or instability of any kind as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to an article published on weforum.org, art does not show people what to do. Yet, engaging with a good work of art can connect you to your senses, body, and mind. And this feeling may spur thinking, engagement, and even action. We thank our ISO reporter for this submission. Send us your photo and visual submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or other social media platforms.
Stay with us. The weather is up next, and Zia has the latest developments in sports and around the globe.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members too. The promotion for We Are Your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply. Communal show that we can.
Let's start the new year on a high, a detox high, because it's detox time again at Nirvana Detox Center, a natural health store. Check out our many detox packages starting from $100 or get 15% off on colonic irrigation therapy. Detoxing can help with liver and blood cleansing, weight loss, constipation, acid reflux, kidney stones, heavy metal removal, gas and bloating, and more. Call or WhatsApp us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. Ask about our delivery options. Visit us now. Bruce Street Mall, store number 1208, or Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health. These specials ends on March 31st or while stocks last.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for playing Wacky Virtual Bingo. And on Sunday, January 30th from 6 p.m., it's appreciation time because you can win $10,000 US. Tickets are only $10 US and you'll get one free. Wait, what? Free? Yes! Purchase one ticket and you'll get another absolutely free. Offer ends on Sunday, January 23rd. So hurry and get those tickets now. Available in Grenada from numerous box offices island-wide. Or if you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, January 30th. Join the fun online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo. It's a new way to play bingo.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
This is your weather forecast for today, Tuesday, January the 25th, 2022. The weather is fair, becoming partly cloudy with a few light early morning showers. Tonight's minimum temperature is 23 degrees Celsius. The wind is northeasterly to east-northeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 5 to 7 feet in open water. The tides are high at 7:09 p.m. and low at 12:31 a.m. Now for your weather forecast for the next 3 days. Wednesday, January 26, 2022. The weather is fair to partly cloudy with light early morning and evening showers. Thursday, January 27th, 2022. Your weather, apart from a few light isolated morning showers, mainly fair. Friday, January 28th, 2022. The weather, fair and sunny.
Sporting fans, let's bowl off with cricket. Grenada's Andre Fletcher is in recovery mode after he was hit while batting for the Khulna Tigers in the Bangladesh T20 Premier League on Monday. Fletcher was on 16 when the incident occurred, and as a precaution, he was taken to hospital. He is now on a 48-hour concussion watch while being monitored by medical staff.
Which is make some room and boom, out she goes. One more. Oh, that's a quick one. That is going.
Well, this looks bad. And this was a quick one, just on the side, giving him some fresh air. They're fanning there.
He's been going 3 figures.
The Tigers lost to the Chittagong Challengers by 25 runs. Fletcher, in a social media post, gave God thanks and praise, noting the situation could have been worse. Grenada's Aline Francique paid tribute to the late Dion Lindor of Trinidad and Tobago, who died tragically in a car accident earlier this month. Francique, who was tasked with recruiting Lindor at Texas A&M University, while paying homage, broke down in tears as the university held a special tribute to Lindor last Thursday.
I met Dean in 2011 when we were recruiting him. Coach came to my office and he says, "We have this young man from Trinidad. He runs the 400 and we got to get him." I said, "Okay." So we started the recruiting process. When he came on the visit in 2011 and I picked him up, I dropped him back off every Sunday and every Monday. Coach would come, "What you think?" I said, "We got to get this one. Shit, we got to get him. He's tall, just like me, 400 meter, just like me. We got to get him."
Lindor, an Olympic and World Championship medalist, died in a car accident in Texas on Monday, January 10th at age 29.
He was a young man with many qualities. You know, he was caring, he was dependent, he was courageous, and he loves his family. And to many of you, he was a teammate, he was a mentor, an athlete, a fierce competitor. But to me, he was family, you know? He was the first athlete that I recruited from the Caribbean. I recruited other athletes from the Caribbean before, but they were in the U.S. But he was the first one that came from the Caribbean. And since I'm from Grenada and he's from Trinidad, and you know, it's close, I was excited to recruit him because everything I've learned running the 400, I wanted to instill it in him.
May his soul rest in peace. Renowned cricket commentator Joseph Reds Pereira says there was a stark difference between cricket then and now, noting the development witnessed during the early 1900s. Pereira says the development of West Indies cricket and the sport in general was seen and felt despite the challenges of the Second World War.
You know, the war robbed not just the West Indies, the war, 39 war, robbed the world of great Test cricket and great players. I mean, George Headley, for example, he lost all that time. Headley didn't play another Test match until 48, after 1939. You can imagine the amount of runs that George Headley would have made if it wasn't for the 39 war. Yes, and
the cricket commentator impresses that cricket is being played now was vastly different from the decades of development and time span between matches.
One of the things I like to point out to both yourself and Tony, in those days, you know, you didn't have the rapid amount of Test matches that you have now. So, you know, our players get all that opportunity to play Test cricket. I mean, we didn't play Pakistan until very late. India toured the West Indies in 1953. Test match started in 1887, you know. Now you have the future tours and people are playing Test cricket almost every month in odd times of the year.
Cricket then and now was the focus of discussions on GBN's Beyond the Headlines program on Monday night. That's a wrap for our sports roundup. Do stay with us for global developments. and welcome to our probe around the globe. I'm Zia Frederick. Tonight we start in Guyana, where leader of the opposition, Joseph Harmon, has indicated that the APNU-AFC coalition has filed a no-confidence motion against Speaker of the National Assembly, Manzoor Nandir. Members of Parliament from both sides of the political divide have tabled motions to refer the issue of parliamentary misconduct by members of the National Assembly to the Privileges Committee. We get more details in this report.
35th sitting of the National Assembly on Monday, Speaker of the National Assembly, Manzoor Nandir, acknowledged the receipt of two motions which were filed by the APNU-AFC opposition leader, Joseph Harmon, on Sunday evening. The party had filed a motion of no confidence against the Speaker and a motion to refer the members of Parliament on the government side to a privileged committee over alleged misconduct in the National Assembly. To this end, the Speaker noted that the motion of no confidence will be treated in accordance with the parliamentary procedures. As it relates to the second motion filed by the opposition, the National Assembly was told by the Speaker that the motion had to be resubmitted since it was not addressed accordingly.
We received that motion this morning. Unfortunately, the motion to send members to the Privileges Committee was received with or on the letterhead of Leader of the Opposition press release. The clerk and I spoke, and the clerk informed the Chief Whip, and that motion was resubmitted just over an hour before this sitting. As such, I did not have an opportunity to review.
Meanwhile, it was indicated by Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gail Teixeira, that a disrespect to the Speaker and the National Assembly cannot be tolerated, and as such, the actions of the parliamentary opposition members on December 29th must be sanctioned. To this end, a motion was filed by the government side to refer 8 of the parliamentary opposition members to the Committee of Privileges, the first sitting since the passage of the controversial Natural Resource Fund Bill on December 29th, 2021. Tamika Rodney reporting for the GBN News.
A journalist has been shot dead in the Mexican city of Tijuana. Lourdes Maldonado Lopez, who reported on corruption, had been attacked in the past, is the third journalist to be killed in just 2 weeks. We get more details in this report.
A crime scene that has become all too familiar for journalists across Mexico. Lourdes Maldonado Lopez had been targeted before for doing her job, but this time she didn't survive. Gunmen shot her as she waited in a car in Tijuana's Santa Fe neighborhood. Police received a call, but it was too late when they arrived at the scene.
The Secretary of Security and Citizen Protection had the responsibility to continue to offer security to Lourdes Maldonado. She said that when she'd arrive home in the evenings, it was when she felt most vulnerable. She did not have that protection.
Lopez is the second journalist to be killed in Mexico in less than a week, and the third this month alone. On Monday, another journalist, Margarito Martinez, who covered police and crime stories, was also killed. The Committee to Protect Journalists has called on Mexico to investigate the attack thoroughly and transparently.
The brutal reality of Mexico nowadays is that the federal, state, and the municipal government simply don't investigate the crimes against the population in general or against human rights activists and journalists.
In 2019, Lopez told Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador she'd feared for her life and asked for support. It followed a labor dispute where she sued an influential former employee for unfair dismissal, a lawsuit she won a few days ago.
It is very painful what happened in Tijuana. We will soon investigate. She was indeed here in the beginning of 2019 to make a complaint about the labor issue, and she was assisted. Unfortunately, this happened. We need to see if this assassination is connected to the labor issue or not and find who is responsible.
Mexico is one of the most dangerous countries for journalists. More than 100 media workers have been murdered in the last couple of decades, but only a fraction of those crimes have led to convictions. Sarah Khairat, Al Jazeera.
And that story concludes tonight's probe. Stay with us for a recap of the main points.
Now for a recap of the headlines. 64-year-old male truck man dies 6 days after accident in Maungi. Government said Grenlec relief measures is expected this month and will be for 6 months in the first instance. NDC chairman Tevin Andrews says the party's caretakers will soon be announced. In and around the globe, Ghana opposition party files no confidence motion against Speaker of the National Assembly, while a second motion is still being perused. In sports, Grenadian Andre Fletcher in recovery after sustaining an injury in the Bangladesh T20 Premier League. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I am Cherry and Blackburn Stephen, and that's your news for tonight. We'll see you again.
A little known fact: there is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done.